Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're uncovering the most valuable and expensive 50 cents Australian coins. Coins that may look ordinary in your wallet, but can actually sell for big dollars in today's action-packed collector market. From rare mintages to stunning commemorative designs, these coins are highly prized by collectors worldwide. Let's get started. First up, the 1982 Australian 50-cent coin is one of the most celebrated commemoratives in the country's decimal coinage history. Struck to honor the 12 Commonwealth Games held in Brisbane, this coin isn't just currency. It's a tribute to Australia's place on the world stage, a snapshot of sporting history, and a treasured collectible that continues to gain momentum in today's numismatic market. To understand why this coin holds such value, we need to look back at the event it commemorates. The 1982 Commonwealth Games marked a turning point for Australia, showcasing Brisbane to the world and bringing together athletes from across the globe. It was a moment of pride and celebration, and the coin minted that year captures the essence of unity, strength, and national spirit. The reverse design of the coin is striking and unique. It features the official logo of the 1982 Games, placed over a map of Australia. Surrounding the design are symbols representing 12 of the sports contested during the Games, from athletics to swimming, cycling, and more. At Brisbane's location on the map, an 8-pointed star shines brightly, marking the city that hosted this historic event. The lettering on the coin is in Latin script, reading, 12 Commonwealth Games Brisbane, 50 cents. This simple yet bold statement leaves no doubt about the coin's purpose, making it a timeless reminder of Australia's role as host nation. The design was the collaborative work of Stuart Devlin and Hugh Edwards. Devlin, the original designer of Australia's decimal coinage, was known as the Goldsmith of the Queen and brought his signature creativity to this project. Edwards added his vision to capture the sporting energy and spirit of the Games. Together, they created a coin that is instantly recognizable and forever tied to Australian sporting history. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a familiar sight to collectors of Australian coinage from this era. The calm dignity of the Queen's profile balances the excitement of the reverse, reminding us of the monarchy's enduring presence during Australia's celebrations. Now, let's talk about the specifications. Like other 50-cent coins of the period, the 1982 Games coin is struck in copper nickel, with a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, a weight of 15.55 grams, and its iconic 12-sided dodecagonal shape. These specifications ensure it fits seamlessly into collections while also making it one of the largest and most distinctive circulating coins in the world. In terms of condition, your coin being in excellent condition is critical. Most examples spent decades in circulation, accumulating scratches, nicks, and dull surfaces. A coin with sharp details, clear surfaces, and strong luster immediately stands out to collectors, making it far more desirable and valuable. Now, let's move into rarity. The 1982 50-cent Games coin had a high mintage because it was widely distributed across the nation. Millions were struck, but the majority were used in everyday transactions and heavily worn. Finding examples in near uncirculated or uncirculated condition is far less common today, especially as many have been hoarded or lost over the years. Collectors also look for errors within this issue. Coins struck with off-center designs, double strikes, or other minting mishaps from 1982 can fetch enormous premiums. What looks like a small flaw to the untrained could turn your 50-cent Games coin into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. When we talk about market value, this coin shows remarkable strength. In circulated condition, it typically trades for $1 to $3, already above face value. But in excellent to uncirculated condition, values can jump to $10 to $25, and professionally graded examples in mint state can fetch $50 or more. Error coins or rare variations command significantly higher prices, making them highly sought after in auctions. The demand for this coin is global, not just limited to Australia. Sports memorabilia collectors, Commonwealth Games enthusiasts, and international coin collectors all chase this issue. Its connection to a major world sporting event ensures enduring popularity and guarantees that demand will remain strong well into the future. For collectors, this coin represents more than value. It represents opportunity. Imagine building a collection of Australia's commemorative 50-cent coins, with the 1982 Games coin at its heart. Such a collection could appreciate in value dramatically over time, potentially turning a modest investment into something truly life-changing. And this brings us to the big question. Could the 1982 Games 50-cent coin make you a millionaire? On its own, perhaps not. But combined with other rare commemoratives, minting errors, and pristine examples, it can form the foundation of a portfolio that grows in value year after year. Serious collectors and investors alike understand that coins like this one are stepping stones toward major financial success. The 1982 commemorative 50-cent Australian coin is far more than a piece of pocket change. It is a powerful symbol of sporting history, a work of art by legendary designers, and a smart addition to any collection. With its distinctive design, its growing scarcity in excellent condition, and its undeniable connection to a global sporting event, this coin continues to shine as one of the jewels of Australian numismatics. Next up, the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin stands as one of the most interesting pieces in Australia's decimal coinage. At a time when Australia's coin production was under pressure from both domestic demand and global circulation needs, this coin became more than just a piece of currency. It became a symbol of Australia's ability to adapt, innovate, and provide lasting value to collectors around the world. To understand its importance, we need to step back into history. Decimal currency was introduced in Australia in 1966, and the 50-cent coin quickly became one of the largest and most recognizable coins in circulation. By 1981, production was at its peak, and this year's 50-cent piece tells a story not only of national identity, but also of how Australia reached beyond its shores to strike its money. The reverse design of the 1981 50-cent coin is the familiar Australian coat of arms, created by Stuart Devlin, the world-renowned goldsmith who designed the nation's decimal coinage. At its center sits the Commonwealth Shield, flanked by a proud kangaroo and emu, both native animals and symbolic of progress, as neither walks backward. Above the shield rests the seven-pointed Commonwealth Star, representing unity among Australia's states and territories. Surrounding it all is a decorative wreath that gives the design a sense of balance and elegance. On the obverse, the coin features the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. This design had been in use since 1966 and is one of the most recognizable depictions of the Queen on Australian coins. It reflects a period when Australia's connection to the monarchy was visually reaffirmed through currency, reinforcing both tradition and continuity. Now, let's look at the specifications. The 1981 50-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, weighing 15.55 grams with a diameter of 31.51 millimeters. Its distinctive 12-sided shape, or dodecagon, ensures it stands out from other coins in circulation. This shape, introduced in 1969, was designed to avoid confusion with the round 20-cent coin, and it remains one of the most recognizable coin shapes in the world. What makes the 1981 issue especially fascinating is where it was produced. Due to high demand, coins of this year were not only struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, but also at the Royal Mint in London and the Royal Canadian Mint. This international production created subtle variations in design and striking quality, which today form the basis of collector interest. Identifying which mint your coin came from can make a massive difference in its rarity and value. The coin you describe is in very fine condition, which means it has seen some circulation but retains much of its detail. For many collectors, finding a 1981 coin in this grade is common, but spotting one in uncirculated or near-mint condition is much harder, making those coins especially valuable. The better the condition, the higher the collector demand, and the bigger the dollar value it commands. When it comes to rarity, the 1981 issue had a huge total mintage, in the hundreds of millions, due to the combined outputs of 3 different mints. On the surface, this might suggest it's not rare. But rarity in numismatics isn't just about numbers. It's about survival rates in high grade, about die varieties, and about the intrigue of international production. That's why the 1981 coin continues to draw attention. Adding to the excitement, error coins from this year have appeared on the market. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and double strikes are all highly prized by collectors. A normal 1981 coin may fetch a few dollars, but a rare error piece in very fine to uncirculated condition could sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on the error's nature. Now let's talk market value. A standard circulated 1981 50-cent coin might sell for $1 to $3, which is already above face value. In very fine condition like yours, it might bring $5 to $10, depending on collector interest. But in pristine, uncirculated condition, these coins can reach $20 to $50 or more, especially if they're identified as being struck at one of the foreign mints. Proof or error versions take the value to another level entirely. The demand for this coin is consistent and growing. Collectors love the story of the three mints, the global production, and the subtle varieties. Many pursue full sets of Australia's 50-cent coins, and no set is complete without the 1981 issue. International collectors also seek it out, particularly those from Canada and the UK, where the coin was actually struck. This creates a steady international demand that helps values rise over time. For those who are thinking of investing, the 1981 50-cent coin is an excellent choice. While it may not seem like a millionaire's coin on its own, it is part of a bigger story, one where coins with historical significance, minting quirks, and condition rarity form the foundation of valuable collections. A savvy collector who builds a portfolio of such coins, including the 1981 issue, could indeed see their investment grow to life-changing levels. Imagine owning a hoard of high-grade 1981 coins, plus a handful of rare error examples and foreign mint strikes. As demand grows and fewer pristine coins remain available, the values will climb. This is how collectors and investors turn simple pieces of pocket change into fortunes over time. The beauty of the 1981 coin lies in its balance of history, design, and opportunity. It captures a moment when Australia collaborated with the world to meet its needs. It displays a timeless coat of arms that resonates with national pride, and it offers collectors the thrill of chasing varieties, conditions, and errors. The 1981 Australian 50-cent coin is not just another piece of copper-nickel. It is a coin with history, with global connections, with collector intrigue, and with investment potential. Whether you hold one in very fine condition or you're chasing down a proof, an error, or an uncirculated mint example, this coin is a cornerstone of any Australian collection. It has the potential to grow in value, to spark excitement, and, when combined with the right collecting strategy, to play a role in making you a millionaire. Next up, the 2006 Australian 50-cent coin is one of those pieces that shows just how exciting modern coin collecting can be. While at first it may look like an ordinary circulation coin, beneath its copper-nickel surface lies a story of history, artistry, and opportunity that could turn even a simple pocket change discovery into a collector's treasure. The year 2006 was particularly special for Australia's decimal coinage. It marked 40 years since decimal currency was first introduced in 1966. To celebrate this milestone, the Royal Australian Mint released commemorative designs alongside regular circulation issues, giving collectors a diverse range of 50-cent coins to chase. This blend of circulating coins and special editions made 2006 a golden year for numismatics. The standard circulation 50-cent coin of 2006 carried the enduring design of the Australian coat of arms on its reverse. Created by world-famous designer Stuart Devlin, it features the national shield supported by the kangaroo and emu, symbols of progress, as neither animal moves backwards. At the top sits the seven-pointed Commonwealth star, while the shield displays emblems of Australia's 6 states. This design, used since 1969, remains one of the most iconic in Australian coinage. The obverse of the 2006 50-cent coin showcases the 4th official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This bust, introduced in 1999, is well known for its realism, showing the Queen with greater maturity and regal detail compared to earlier portraits. It reflected both tradition and modernity, tying Australia to its heritage while keeping coinage design fresh for a new generation. As for specifications, the 2006 coin follows the familiar standards. Struck in copper-nickel, it weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, and features the distinctive 12-sided dodecagonal shape. This shape not only sets it apart from other denominations, but also prevents confusion with the round 20-cent coin. Now, what truly excites collectors about 2006 is the variety of issues released. Alongside the regular coat of arms 50-cent coin, the Mint issued special commemoratives to celebrate 40 years of decimal currency. These coins showcased bold designs, intricate artistry, and were produced in both circulation and collector-only formats. Some of these were struck in silver-proof versions, making them even more desirable. In very good condition, a standard 2006 50-cent coin might not look particularly rare at first glance. Millions were produced for everyday use, and many survive in circulation. However, scarcity is always linked to condition. While very good pieces hold value above face, it is the uncirculated and proof versions that drive collector demand and market prices higher. The rarity factor also comes into play with errors. Error coins from 2006, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or clipped planchets, are known to exist and can dramatically increase the coin's value. A rare error example has been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, especially if certified by a reputable grading service. When looking at market value, a typical circulated 2006 coin in very good condition may bring $1 to $3, while uncirculated examples can fetch $10 to $20. Proof issues and commemorative releases climb much higher, ranging from $30 to several $100s, depending on mintage numbers and collector demand. Rare silver proofs from this year, in particular, are highly sought after. The demand for 2006 coins is sustained by Australia's vibrant collecting community. Many hobbyists aim to assemble complete year sets or pursue collections of all 50-cent designs. Since 2006 was a milestone year with multiple variations, it is a must-have for anyone serious about Australian decimal coinage. This ongoing demand ensures that the value of well-preserved examples continues to grow. What's especially intriguing is how ordinary-looking coins like the 2006 50-cent can become part of a much bigger story. Collectors who invest wisely in complete sets, including standard issues, commemoratives, and proofs, are positioning themselves to hold assets that can appreciate dramatically over time. The right collection could indeed turn into a fortune. This is where the idea of becoming a millionaire through coins comes into play. While a single 2006 50-cent coin in very good condition won't make you rich, the strategy of collecting high-grade pieces, error coins, and limited edition proofs can compound value significantly. Imagine owning a complete run of 2006 decimal commemoratives in pristine condition. Such a set could sell for thousands in today's market, and far more in the decades ahead. The 2006 50-cent coin also represents a bridge between past and future. It honors 40 years of decimal currency, reminding Australians of the bold transition from pounds, shillings, and pence. At the same time, it introduced modernized designs and collector-focused releases that set the stage for how future Australian coins would be celebrated and collected. In terms of design beauty, the coin deserves admiration. The intricate coat of arms reverse is not just a symbol of authority, but a snapshot of Australia's national spirit. Combined with Ian Rank Broadley's lifelike Queen portrait, the coin brings together tradition, history, and artistry in one 12-sided masterpiece. Collectors around the world recognize the 2006 50-cent coin as a turning point. It shows how modern coins are not merely currency, but miniature works of art, investment assets, and cultural touchstones. This recognition ensures that demand for them will not fade anytime soon. The 2006 Australian 50-cent coin may seem simple when found in very good condition, but it carries with it a powerful story of heritage, artistry, and investment potential. Whether as part of a decimal anniversary collection, a hunt for errors, or an investment in proof issues, this coin has a lasting appeal that continues to grow. It is a coin that every serious collector should consider adding to their collection, and perhaps, just perhaps, it could be one of the keys that makes you a millionaire in the future. Next up, the 1971 Australian 50-cent coin may look like an ordinary piece of change to most people, but in the world of coin collecting, it holds an undeniable charm. It belongs to the first generation of dodecagonal, or 12-sided, 50-cent coins, introduced after the iconic 1966 round silver version was withdrawn due to skyrocketing silver prices. By 1971, Australians were still getting used to this new shape, and today these coins have become part of the rich tapestry of Australian decimal coinage. This coin represents a fascinating time in Australian history. The nation was only 5 years into the decimal system, having switched from pounds, shillings, and pence in 1966. By 1971, Australians were fully embracing the modern decimal currency, and the 50-cent coin was among the largest and most distinctive pieces in circulation. Its size, shape, and bold design made it instantly recognizable. On the reverse, the 1971 50-cent coin carries the celebrated Australian coat of arms, designed by master engraver Stuart Devlin. This design features the national shield supported by the kangaroo and the emu, two animals chosen because they never move backward, symbolizing progress. Above the shield sits the 7-pointed Commonwealth Star, while the 6 parts of the shield showcase the emblems of Australia's states, from the Lion of New South Wales to the Piping Shrike of South Australia. It is a true statement of national pride. The obverse of the coin bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait, introduced in 1966, depicts the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara and became one of the most recognizable images of Her Majesty during the late 20th century. By 1971, this was still the standard portrait across Australian coinage, and it remains a nostalgic connection to the early years of decimal currency. The specifications of the 1971 50-cent coin remain consistent with today's standard. It is struck in copper nickel, weighs 15.55 grams, and measures 31.51 millimeters across its 12 sides. The distinctive dodecagonal shape ensured that it stood out both visually and by touch, making it easier for Australians to identify among their coins. This shape has since become one of the most iconic features of Australia's 50-cent coinage. One of the reasons collectors value the 1971 coin is its age. Being minted over half a century ago, many surviving examples are now heavily worn, scratched, or tarnished from circulation. Coins in circulated condition, like the one we're discussing, may not hold extremely high value on their own, but they are still desirable for collectors building year sets or studying the early decades of decimal coinage. The mintage of the 1971 50-cent coin was quite high, with over 21 million struck for circulation. This means it is not considered rare by sheer numbers. However, its value comes from collector demand, its connection to Australia's numismatic history, and the fact that high-quality specimens from this year are increasingly harder to find as time goes by. In terms of rarity and condition, circulated examples like yours typically sell for between $1 and $3, depending on the level of wear. Coins in higher grades, such as uncirculated or proof-like condition, can command anywhere from $10 to $40, while rare error coins from this year can reach into the hundreds of dollars. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets are always a hot commodity among collectors. The market demand for the 1971 coin remains steady. Collectors who aim to build complete sets of 50-cent coins from 1966 to the present always need the 1971 issue. As a result, even circulated examples find buyers, ensuring their place in the collector market. With each passing year, demand grows as more people turn to coin collecting, driving up the long-term potential value of early decimal pieces like this one. When thinking about coins as investments, the 1971 50-cent may not make you an overnight millionaire, but it teaches an important lesson in numismatics. Building wealth is often about assembling collections. A complete run of Australian 50-cent coins, including the 1966 round silver and the key commemoratives, can be worth thousands of dollars. Owning a 1971 is essential to completing such a set. For collectors with an eye for error coins, the 1971 50-cent is especially exciting. Misstrikes from this year have been documented, and while they are rare, they can transform an otherwise common coin into a highly valuable treasure. Some have sold for hundreds